Okay, so we're going to dig into a topic in this podcast episode that is both challenging for me and also the thing that has made the biggest difference and has created the most shift and change when needed, especially when I'm feeling stuck. Now, I haven't put it the way that I'm going to before, really. I've used other language that works for me. But this question that I'm going to ask has really opened me to a different way of looking at it. So last week, I met with my dear friend and mentor, Stancia, who is an incredible human, so wise, so much experience and knowledge, and I can't even say knowledge. For sure, she's accumulated knowledge, but I've never met somebody who has only love in their heart like she does. There's no pretense. There is no transactional nature to the relationship whatsoever. It is simply being in service, living her mission, and offering support out of love. Like, it really is that simple. So she's 81 years old, and she's just the sweetest human. Okay, let's get to what she shared. So, I've been curious about and asking questions around purpose and my passions and the work that I do in the world, and I've really come to this space where I'm separating my purpose and my passions from what I do to earn money, because they're different and they hold very different energies. And when I combine them, or I confuse them, maybe not combine them, but confuse them, it puts so much weight on my purpose and my passions and like the things that really light me up. And it brings in this energy of scarcity. And perhaps that's just where I'm at in my life and what I'm working with and working through. But it just feels better for me to separate the two. So what I'm doing to earn money isn't necessarily something I'm like, oh my goodness, this is my purpose, this is my passion. It's just strategic in knowing that I'm choosing to live where I'm living and do the things that I want to do. And that costs money. So, and as she put it, as Stancia put it, money, sex, birth and death all have the same energy. So they're really fundamental, simple, primal energies, and which is very different than the energies of purpose and passion and mission and love. So the question that she asked me is, what is the universal field asking of you? Another way to put it, what does the universal field want from you? So what is it asking of you? What is the universal field asking of you? And she asked me that question. It kind of stopped me in my tracks, because the questions that I have been receiving, and like beautifully so, when I ask for support or curiosity from dear friends and loved ones, is, what do you love? Like, what are you passionate about? What are you interested in? What do you want to do? And it all kind of boils down for me that it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what I want to do. It doesn't matter what I'm passionate about right now. And not because those things aren't important, but rather because where I'm at, I can see so clearly that I can do all of these things. I have the skills to do what is needed. And I have the experience to tend to my life in a good way. But when I'm really looking at, what is my dharma? What is my mission? What are these pieces that are seeking to express through me? If I ask what it is that I want to do, I'm answering at the level of mind. I'm answering at the level of like personal experience, and that is often colored by fear. It's colored by challenging past experiences. It's colored by even anxiety and looking forward and anticipation. And so it's all of these really, I don't know how else to put this, but like three-dimensional. It's really like in this world of form, right? And it limits it to that space. The best way I can put it is it's at the level of mind. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the mind. The mind is a beautiful place, and how wonderful it is that we have a mind that remembers and can draw up past experience and can project into the future and can sort through things and make things logical and all of that stuff. And how beautiful is it that we have emotion and feeling, and that we can process and move things through our body and experience this beautiful world in this wonderful way, and engage our senses and engage sensuality, and all of these pieces that are so profoundly, beautifully human. And when I'm trying to tune into this deeper, this more expansive, this more in essence space of purpose and mission, and I can't ask those questions of my mind or of my feelings, because it's different. It's not of the same space. It's not of the human me. So I need to go into a place that is not necessarily beyond me, but includes me in the greater universal field, right? So when I ask that question of myself, what is the universal field asking of me? It moves me into a space of ultimate curiosity and wonder and awe and possibility. And sometimes, if I start to go down that space, and so far that the dream starts to really take shape and form, and maybe there's some indication of what it is that might really be asked of me, and it requires me to make shifts or changes in my life. For sure, the mind can come in and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like that's going to require you to do this and change this and become this, and all of those pieces. And that's what vision is. That is exactly what it means to live in vision. So every time I talk about vision or visioning, this is exactly what I mean. It's what is the universal field asking of me. And it's an ever-expressing, ever-emerging energy. It's you really being an expression of divine, a conduit for divine ideation. So what is an idea, a creation, a possibility that this greater field of awareness and being and energy really seeking to create in this world? Knowing and understanding that doesn't always mean it's positive or perfect or pretty, but rather it's necessary. It's like God seeking to know itself. It's this beautiful space of, I don't know how else to put this. It's magic in essence. It's like that ultimate beauty and potentiality and dynamism, and it's just magic. It's just magic. That I don't know how else to put it. So I guess to put it simply, what is the what is being asked of me is magic. No biggie, no big deal. But to help with that question, when you're asking it of yourself, and it's wonderful to have these grandiose and beautiful and big visions come in, but it can be as simple as the next step. It can be as simple as simply holding the question at any given moment and answering that question as it arises, and rather than having to know. So again, that's at the level of mind. So we can't even answer this question in the same way that we would answer any other question, like, what are your goals for this year? Like, what are your Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 goals? Like all of this business stuff, which is why we can't confuse purpose and mission with money and earnings, because they are so different. And so we need to answer it differently. We need to look at it through the, maybe not through, but as an expression of divine. So we move into a space of curiosity. We welcome the uncertainty. We welcome perhaps the discomfort, and we simply get curious. We live in that mystery, and it becomes a guiding force. And what I can say with all honesty is that every time that I've chosen to do this and fully embraced it, it hasn't always been easy, but it's been so impactful. It moves me into a space of flow. It moves me into a space of synchronicities. All of those little connections start to show up that are so important. It moves me into a deeper space of love and reverence and joyfulness. Even in the depths of the challenging bits of loss, or what I might be letting go of, or what I might be changing, when there is this deeper understanding that I am answering that question, what is it that the universe is asking of me? There's a support that is beyond self. And I can say that with all honesty, that all of these pieces start to show up to really hold me. And yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That's the simplest way for me to put it. So that's a question that I'm asking, that I'm holding, and that I'm inviting in potentially for you. If you find that helpful and supportive in your own experience of your life right now. And if it brings up these pieces of like, oh shit, like that means this relationship isn't in alignment. That means, I'm in a job I hate and it's not in alignment. Like, we don't need to change everything right away. Sometimes, like, it's time, it's divine timing. It's time to get to action, and things need to change right away. But it's okay to simply be in that question and allow it to guide you, and ask for the strength. As I mentioned, the support shows up. So ask for the support also. Ask for the resilience and that bolstering up of your reserves, whether it's energy or physical real support. But there's always a way through. There's always a way through and with. To be in that expression of the question and of your highest vision. So what is the highest vision seeking to express in, through, and as you? And I'll absolutely speak more on vision, because that's just my jam. I love that shit. It is like, it's what lights me up. It's why I love having these conversations with other people and having raw and honest conversations, and looking at where we do hold ourselves up, where we do keep ourselves stuck at the level of mind. Yeah, there's so much in here. I could probably talk on this for hours, which is a pretty strong indication that this is part of what the universal force is asking of me, because it's so clear that it's deeper, it's passionate, it's of my mission. So, yeah. Thank you if you spent the time to be with me in this wondering and this curiosity. And I would love to hear from you. That's always an invitation. And yeah, I look forward to sharing more and to being in this flow, in this question more. And I'm sending you much love and many blessings.